Yep. Feeling very grounded in my body today. Oh. I love some old kind of Motown funk, but that's not what today's episode's about. Today's episode is 100%, 150% about 2 weeks ago. I did a silent retreat, and I thought I would add to that potential uncomfortableness a 5-day complete fast. I only drank water with a little bit of lemon in it. And from that week, the huge transformation I've had in my body, in my soul, I thought it'd be a good episode for you. I'm going to fade this music out and get it started. Yes. If this is your first time to the show, welcome. It is the Creative Entrepreneur Blueprint, and every week I share with you kind of the inside track of how I'm building and running a successful creative business. In fact, I left a $300,000 a year job to do just this. So join me every week, learn how I'm doing it. And if you're coming back to the show, welcome back. So as I said, about 2 weeks ago, I did this retreat, and I want to set this up for you so that you understand the weight of this week on my life, because it was almost like Homer's Odyssey. I'm very much a storyteller. I'm addicted to telling stories, watching stories, hearing stories, and I think it's an important thing to share. So this all started with, I love this piano. It was a Wednesday night. Rather, that Wednesday morning. It was like 4 a.m. I had woken up and I couldn't go back to bed. I was trying to read and keep myself busy because I couldn't sleep. And in those wee hours of the morning, my window above my bed open and this cool breeze is coming in, I started messaging with this woman that I've dated on and off for about 2 years. She lives in another country. How we met is magic. And whenever we spend time together, it's perfection. It really is. And then for whatever reason, we're just not, maybe it's not time for us to be in that, relationship. But we adore each other and we talk frequently, even about other people we're dating. It's a really beautiful relationship. And this morning, as we were chatting back and forth, she sent me an audio note and she said, next week is Valentine's Day. And I would love for you to join me in Porto, which is this beautiful city in northern Portugal that I visited before and love. She said, I'd love for you to join me. And, in addition to that, she said, listen, and I know where you're at when it comes to building your business and relationships, and I just want you to come and adventure with me. And that's it. And for me, that was, you jump at that chance, right? This is a woman that I love to experience life with, and we've kind of met up in different parts of the world, and we just adventure together well. We have great conversations. We laugh our butts off. It was like, yes, 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 let's do this. And so as I start going through the process of booking the flight, and I'm getting a connecting flight from where I live to Miami, and then there's a separate airlines from Miami to Portugal. And I've got that first Southwest flight to Miami. I've got that part already checked out, paid for, done. And for whatever reason, I kept putting off. I'm literally kind of messaged back and forth with her, figuring out the exact schedule, what flight I should fly in on, all these details. And I just couldn't purchase that ticket. And I wasn't sure why. And so I kept chatting back and forth with her. And what ended up happening was, at some point in the conversation with her, something shifted in my body. And I felt this like almost energy, this lump shift in my chest. And it took my breath away. And I am not exaggerating when I say this. It took my breath away. And I told her, at this point I was leaving her an audio note, and I said, hey, I have to come back. I don't know what's going on, this energy in my body. I have to come back to you. And it took me about 2 or 3 minutes of really just sitting there and being very, very attuned to my body. And I realized that it was telling me to not go, which logically did not make sense. Because every part of me wanted to do that. And I chose to listen to my body, despite my brain saying, you're going to have an amazing time. Why would you not go? So I messaged her back, said, listen, I can't go. I hope you understand. Something in my body's telling me not to go. So I need to listen to it. And this is big for me because this is uncomfortable. And I haven't normally listened to my body in this way. Normally, I've used my mind to forcefully will my way through life, right? To find the blueprints, to find the specific way to do things. And so this was me listening to myself. So a couple of days later, I'm having lunch with a friend. And this will all make sense. I think you'll enjoy seeing how these things fit together, because my mind sure does. I'm having lunch with a friend, and we're talking, and in the conversation, he starts telling me about how a friend of his loves silent retreats. I'm like, what does that mean? What's a silent retreat? And he says, he'll just find a house, or he'll go off somewhere and be gone for 5 or 6 days in just silence. And as my friend's telling me the story, I am literally moving, moving my shoulders, and I'm visibly uncomfortable. And he looks at me, he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know. And I'm hugging myself, and then I start to cry. And I go well up with tears in my eyes, and I have no idea. And I just laughed. I said, I guess I need to do a silent retreat. As I'm sitting there holding myself like a baby. So that was Friday. And that Sunday, I looked up, thanks to a recommendation from a dear friend of mine, a Catholic monk monastery up in Kentucky, about 2.5 hours from where I live in Nashville. And I went up there. I checked in on Tuesday afternoon. And at that time, I decided I wasn't going to consume anything. I wasn't going to be productive. And I wasn't going to be productive. Purposely. So I was fasted. I didn't eat a thing starting Monday, and just drank water. And I went and was silent with myself. And some really beautiful things happened during this retreat. Because it was just me in my room. I brought a pad of paper if I needed to write anything down, any ideas down, but I was not there to journal. I was not there to be productive. And my days consisted of me waking up, usually at 4 in the morning. And I would lay there and close my eyes, and I would feel the energy of the world around me and through me. And that was my form of just unguided meditation. And then I would get up and I would stretch my body and stare out the window. Maybe close my eyes and meditate a little bit more in a chair. But it was just dependent on how I felt. And then I'd go for a walk. Now this is important because I am not used to not doing anything. And I remember writing down, I have never not done anything to this extent. I've always read a book. I've always, meditated to have like a spiritual awakening. And here I was just being present with myself. And it was beautiful. I had deep meditations that week. I had moments where I felt like my body was being sucked into a vortex, and every cell of my being was being just pulled, and it took my breath away. I had moments where I was laying in my bed meditating for 2 hours until my body was just this glowing, vibrating energy. And from that place, I bathed these traumatic experiences that I had in my life, like my divorce. I bathed them in this healing, glowing energy until there was no pain left. And it was beautiful. And as I left that monastery Friday afternoon, I decided that I wanted to ceremonially finish out the week because my body was completely clean. I had been void of any content, 100% present with myself. I had not been consuming squat, no books, nothing. And from that place of cleanliness, I decided I wanted to do a journey with a good friend of mine. And those of you that know me know that I started experimenting with psychedelics, mushrooms mainly, last year, and they've really changed my life. And I thought I could think of no better idea, no better way of ending the week than being 100% present with my body and then seeing what would come up from this clean slate. And what came up from that evening was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I felt so grounded in who I am as a human. And I committed to myself I would forever show up 100% the way that I feel that I should show up. Not the way others might need to see me, but the way that I need to be seen. The fullest version of myself. I remember saying, everything that I will do, everything that I will create will be oozing with my essence. You'll see it. People will see it and they'll just go, I don't know what it is about that guy. I don't know what it is about that content, that video, but there's something human about it. And that's what I'm committed to doing. And I ended that night making some amazing handmade butternut squash. I made this butternut squash. I sauteed down onions, butternut squash, red peppers, and apples, and pureed them in this beautiful chicken broth with coconut milk, and made this fantastic soup. And I feasted for hours upon hours after not eating for the entire week. And tears came to my eyes because it was this moment when I had listened to my body, right? I had ignored what I wanted to do, which was to go adventure in Portugal with this beautiful woman that I adore. No, I decided to be with myself, void of any stimulation. And here I was now reaping the rewards of that dedication. And it was so beautiful. So I share this story with you because I am so committed in my life to creating this space consistently and being a steward of my creative energy so that I can show up 100% as myself every time that I need to. And that means I'm going to have to say no to things. No to work projects, no to clients, no to family at times. I need to keep this energy so sacred because I only have one life and I only have one opportunity to really show up as myself. So my hope in sharing this story with you is as you find yourself in the race, right? In the rabbit wheel, the hamster wheel of life, which we all do, to ask yourself if there's an opportunity to step back and listen to your body, to listen to your intuition, to create space. It's probably most important, to create space where you can listen to those things. And for you, that might be a silent retreat. I don't know what that looks like for you, but it was a magical week, and I cannot wait for this year from this place of really grounded, fully Nathan. I'll fade this music out, and I want to thank you for joining me. It means a lot. And just a reminder, every week I come live with these episodes, sharing with you how I'm building and running that successful creative business. Sometimes it's tips and tricks, sometimes it's my soul. But I promise you, every week will be no BS. 100% human. You have my word. Have a great one. Wish you the best. See ya.